Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Bear Beer Reviews. Now I'm going to make a bit of a confession. I did a video about the London Vegan Beer Festival. I spoke about all the wonderful and lovely breweries that were there, and I totally forgot about one of them. I didn't give a name drop to these guys. These guys are Brüpond, also from East London, and this is their Continuing Hops IPA called Tip Top Hop. And this is using a variety of hops called Kazbek from the Czech Republic. So it's a new hop, I believe. Yeah, new variety, so it should have some interesting flavours. It says on the side here, aromas of pineapple and cooking spices, so it sounds pretty awesome. For those of you who don't know, continual hopping is literally where during the hop boil you continually add hops. The idea being that you don't just get bittering at the beginning, you add in like a flavouring batch of hops and then you add in some aroma at the end. You kind of get this complex layer, so it continually adds a little bit of bitterness and maybe a bit of taste, and then a little bit of aroma and taste towards the end. So you get this kind of complexity of flavours coming from the hops that you're using, such as the theory. I've only ever tried one other continually hopped beer, and it was an experimental one by a friend of mine, a homebrew, and it turned out so unbelievably bitter because he didn't really take into account bittering qualities of the hop he was using. But that's by the by. So without further ado, this is a 6% fella. It's vegan, it's brewed with the London Breweries Alliance, it's camera recognised. Go check out Brüpond as well. I mean, I had a honey beer there without any honey in, so a honey kind of flavoured beer because honey isn't vegan. And that was absolutely lovely on the day, so I've not yet to try this one, but it's a warm sunny day and I'm more than willing to give it a try. So let's pour it on out. There we go. Now, it is unfiltered and unfined. I believe it will be unfined. Yes, unfiltered. Again, because I don't use finings because it's isinglass and that's not vegan. So as you can see, it's a lovely peachy colour. There's a nice kind of thick bit of yeast going on the inside. It has got a bit of chill haze on it as well, because this one's nice and chilled. Lovely. It was more of a 3-finger head, but the head retention is quite good now at 2.5 fingers. Lovely thick and luscious bubbles going on there. The aroma is filling the room as we speak. So let's get our nose in and give it a good old sniff. And heck, you know what? Yeah, pineapple. It really does smell pineapple-y. I think the best possible way you could describe this is like a pineapple chutney. You can kind of smell a bit of sort of Indian cooking spices mixed in with this, maybe cumin and coriander, that sort of smell. Like a kind of mango chutney, but with pineapple-y tinges on it too. Nice sweetness. It does smell absolutely wonderful actually, and it's quite a complex aroma because it has that spiciness and the fruitiness to it too. And it's so fresh in flavours and smells as well. Let's see when this one was bottled, if out of interest, because I have a feeling this one's probably relatively new. Best before 5th of the 5th, so this is probably 2 months old if you have to give about a year on bottling date. So it's nice and fresh, and you can just tell in how juicy and sweet the hop aromas, actually, not flavours are. So without further ado, let's give it a try to a Continuing Hops IPA, the Tip Top Hop. Cheers! Ooh. Oh, there's a really nice bitterness to it. It's very aggressive on the bitter front, and the bitterness kind of it kind of peaks. It goes up. When you first drink it, it's mild bitterness, and then gradually gets more and more bitter. And right at the end, there's a real astringent, and I mean really astringent bitterness right at the back end of the palate, almost on par with it, like a double IPA, but without so much malt body to hold it back. I've got so much sweetness to hold it back. And I really like really hoppy beers, and really bitter beers, I should say. So this is great for me. I'm feeling it might be a little bit OTT for some people if they haven't tried it before. If they don't like very bitter beers, or if they haven't tried super hoppy beers, this might not be for them. But like I said, with another continually hop beer I've tried, it seems to be a characteristic of them, and I quite like that. In terms of flavours, there's a nice little kind of sweetness. I'd call it kind of caramelly sweetness coming from malt, and then you get a real onrush of that pineapple chutney flavour I was talking about, and that as this kind of bitterness builds up, it kind of peaks off, and you just get this lasting spiciness spicy hop characteristics alongside the bitterness. So you kind of get sweet, and then you get sweeter with a bit of pineapple, and then it kind of goes back down and you taste spices. And this it's a really astringent bitter flavour. I'd say it's just under the cusp of being a little bit too much. Like I said, I think people who don't like particularly bitter beers, again, well, why would you be going for an IPA for a start, I guess? So, you know, stop complaining. And secondly, I like when a drink's got a bit of balls to it. So this is very pleasant. For the second ever continuously hopped beer, I can see how it adds. Look at the lacing on it, it's wonderful. Sticks really nice to the side of the glass. There's like a really complex hop flavour and a really developed bitterness that is kind of like ongoing and changing. Definitely an interesting technique, and considering this is a single hopped beer, just using, I forgot the name, Kazbek hops, the level of complexity you would expect to get from several, maybe three or four hop beer, but you're getting from one single hop. And I think the hop itself has a very pleasant flavour because it kind of takes up two of the kind of hop wheel of flavours. I guess you've got spicy and floral and citrusy. It kind of takes up a nice two little areas of that, and does them justice. So I really like this. This is a nice little beer from the Brüpond fellas. Well done, and it was nice to meet you on the day as well. And I am sorry, eternally sorry that I didn't give you a shout out. I'll pop it in an annotation on the video anyway. So in terms of rating, I think I'll probably get on a. I think let's give this an 8.5, I think, because I think it might be a little bit too bitter for some people's taste, and it's just on the threshold for my taste, which is saying a lot because I could probably eat a lemon and still be okay. Apart from that, the flavours are lovely and wonderfully complex. This nice little, very subtle but still present caramelly sweetness from malt body, and overall it's juicy and lovely, and it's refreshing, nice level of carbonation, good mouthfeel. A very, very pleasant beer. So well done, guys, and I shall hopefully see you all again on the next beer review. So don't forget to comment, subscribe, favourite the video and all that jazz. Cheers.